Hello and welcome to a look at Cabal, whatever you call it. I call it Cabal. I could be mistaken. For the Commodore 64, a TAD Corporation arcade original that was converted by special effects and released by Ocean. The plot of this game, whatever you decide to call it, is that two commandos are sent out in order to deal with some dictator of some description, and in order to defeat the dictator, you have to navigate four levels, each divided into four sub-levels, and you will encounter some boss enemy type thing and on the fourth sub-level of each main level. I'm saying two commandos, but the arcade original allowed for two players simultaneously, whereas the Commodore 64 version has not got that feature. But I will come back to that when we talk about gameplay. Your commando of whatever color he is blue if you are player 1 and red if he's player 2, has access to a repeater rifle thing with infinite ammunition, which is always nice. And of course, he uses that to shoot stuff. Men, vehicles, buildings. It's a very, very powerful repeater rifle, but whatever. And other solid objects of some description, or various descriptions, whatever you decide to call it. And once he has shot up enough stuff, he'll progress to the next screen. There are two extra weapons you can pick up. We are now showing off the automatic shotgun, which doesn't last very long, but it has a very large area hit area even, and will do significant amounts of damage. The other weapon you have available is a very, very high rate of fire machine gun, which doesn't do as much damage as the shotgun, but it lasts significantly longer, and it is always a very, very welcome pickup. Beyond that, you also have access to good old classic hand grenades, which you can use to get rid of buildings, vehicles, or men. As you can see here, if you place the grenade correctly, you can actually get rid of two vehicle types at the same time. Now, let's go to the technical side of things. Graphically, this game, in comparison to the arcade original, depends on how you feel about the arcade original. It's going to be very, very lackluster or perfectly acceptable. And for an arcade conversion, I think on considering the Commodore 64, that graphic-wise, this game is absolutely brilliant looking. There's an awful lot of stuff on the screen at the same time, and there's not a slowdown to be found, not an ounce of choppiness to be detected or anything. And graphically, I'm very, very happy with this game. Sound design, the only music there is the intro music, which I put in at the start of the video. This is very, very enjoyable. Has a distinct sound to it that I quite enjoy. And of course, on the game itself, you only have sound effects, and considering the fact that your repeater rifle is something you're going to be listening to an awful lot, the sound effect is surprisingly acceptable and not repetitive in any way, shape or form. It doesn't intrude, and I find it actually quite rewarding, even though it is a relatively simple sound effect. All the other sound effects are very, very satisfying. I don't think there's a single sound effect in this game that I don't enjoy, so the sound side of things, I'm very, very happy. Control-wise, when you shoot, you stand still and move the gun sight around the screen. And when you stop shooting, you can move your man around the screen. In the arcade original, there was a combat roll that you could use to become temporarily invulnerable. That is unfortunately not a feature that is available in this game, but normal movement, left to move left, right to move right, hold down fire to shoot, and once you are firing, you can, as I said, move the gun crosshair wherever you feel like on the screen. When it comes to the gameplay, in essence, this is a third-person Operation Wolf. You have various different opponents that you are facing, men, of course, and tanks and gunships and other such solid objects that you can put your bullets into. And you will also have various different buildings and objects that you can shoot. Apparently, it is meant to remove the cover of enemies, but the main reason you want to do that is to either pick up bonuses or hopefully sponsor bonuses, but also to fill up the fill meter that you have in the bottom middle of the screen. In that regard, can quickly cover the interface. Top left, the hearts are your lives. Middle, the score. The lower score number is for a second player. Bottom left side, you have your grenades, which are shown by using the spacebar, and the full meter. When it turns red, or fully red, you have completed the level and move on to the next level. If you're fighting a boss and you lose a life, you restart having to fight the boss. So. Before we go any further, welcome to the single hardest level in this game by a country mile. And if you wonder why it is the single hardest level in the entire game, look at the spawn rate and firing rate of the guys coming in from the right hand middle side of the screen. Yeah. Anyway, the gameplay is very fast paced, and you're constantly shooting something or avoiding something or ducking for something, and as an action shooter it works extremely well. Now, the Commodore 64 version of this game has a certain differences from the arcade original, and I wanted to mention that in a separate section. The arcade original allowed two players simultaneously, and of course that makes the game somewhat more enjoyable, but also somewhat easier depending on the skill level of the two players. But the arcade original also featured an option to do a combat roll kind of thing, to roll out of the way of shots and bullets and that kind of stuff, and while you are in the roll you are effectively invulnerable. Neither the two-player simultaneous mode, nor the combat roll is available in this version. And by the way, for reference, the fact that you can shoot opponents' shots, whether they are grenades, gunshots, or tank shots, is also a feature in the arcade original, so it is not a liberty that's been taken with this particular version. But you only have that option to shoot stuff being shot at you as defense, and of course you have limited cover, but if you blow it up yourself, you will actually increase the focus on the full meter, so it could be worth doing. Special effects did not try and ham-fist a one-to-one version of the arcade original onto the Commodore 64. They made some changes based on limited memory and all that kind of stuff, which of course you would get on systems of this type. And I'm not knocking the Commodore 64, by the way, it's just fact. And the changes they have made, I actually think, improves the game. hardcore, die-hard fans of the arcade original will probably find that this version is very limited compared to the arcade original. But for me, I did not enjoy the arcade original, but this version I have completed numerous times. Without question, in my opinion at least, the best arcade conversion for the Commodore 64 with the Ocean later on. On that note, thanks for watching, take care, see you next time, bye bye for now.